Alright, let's get into a game. We start the white pieces, so we're going to play e4. Just the opening I always play. Might notice the room's a little bit different. I'm actually recording this one in my dad's office. The lighting's a lot better. My parents are out of town. And of course, I'm home until I just graduate college. I'm home until I get a job. And perfect, we get Sicilian. I like to play the Smith Ward Gambit here. Last video, we actually had it reversed. I was black playing against the Smith Ward Gambit. So we're going to see what... And I just studied this earlier today, so hopefully we can remember the lines. So we get e6 here. And then I'm going to play knight f3. That's the main move here. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm in a different room this time. Hopefully the lighting's better. You can see my face better. But I actually love that this is the opening we're playing because I want to make a series based on this book that I'm reading. On this opening. Mayhem and the Morra. It's really good. And I wanted to make a few videos based on the opening. But yeah, here we play bishop c4. And I played a couple blitz games earlier with this opening, so we'll see how it goes. I'm still in theory here. I'm still in book. There's a couple lines I don't know very well, but I didn't study this one particularly, but it's similar to another one I did, except for a6 is played here. And here I believe we just castle. But the idea of this gambit is that we have this open d file, so we can quickly castle, and the idea is to maybe get a rook on this d file and try to pressure the queen here, since we have a semi-open file and they still have their pawn in front of it. We do give up a pawn, but we have quick development for it. It's a pretty good trade-off in my opinion, and it's one of the more solid, sound gambits that you can play, in my opinion, and big time players' opinions as well. The writer of this book, Mayhem and the Morra, Mark Esserman, big proponent of it, and many other tile players. People have tried to refute it and they haven't really been able to find it yet. So it's still very viable. So knight c6. I'm talking a lot. Excuse me. Knight c6. I think we just castle. Bishop b4 is a little annoying. That's the one thing that's a little bit not theory. But generally we castle here. We get our queen to e2. We get our rook to d1, and we're pretty happy there. And then eventually we'll, depending on what he does, maybe we'll want to move the knight and go for a quick f4, f5. Open up this diagonal for our bishop. A lot of times we want the bishop on e3 because we don't have the c-pawn, so this d4 square becomes really weak, and it's a crucial square for our position. We got to control this. So a lot of times in some variations of the Smith-Morra, you'll see his bishop coming out and trying to pin this knight to try to get this knight in here. Here I think we go ahead, and generally pinning in this situation is a good idea. So we either go there or queen e2. Queen e2. He's gonna go knight there is usually the plan. He's trying to be solid, and the thing is, I haven't really studied this line that much. Today I studied I know the Siberian. If he's going for a Siberian trap line, I know those super well now. I literally just studied them all day today, or not all day, but a couple hours. Some pretty cool lines that I'm going to want to make a video on that pretty soon. But again, it's chess, and especially coming out of an opening that stems from the Sicilian, there's going to be tons of variations and tons of ways that black can play and white can play, and so it's hard to cover them all. But yeah. Hope you guys have been doing well. I'm happy to be back on the YouTube grind now. It was a bit of a period there where I really kind of stopped putting out videos. I was just so busy traveling. I just got done with college, and it's really good to be back making videos for you guys and playing some chess, Hopefully pretty soon I can get to 1900 rapid. I did hit 2000 bullet a couple weeks ago, which was pretty cool. And here I think the move is back, but also I don't know. So good question. I would like to have the open e file, so I want to go back here actually. And then if we want it, we still want this diagonal, we can put our bishop here. Okay, yeah, he's gonna force our hand here. I'm not giving up my bishop like that. And now he has a little more control over this e5 square, but that's okay. Depending on what he does with his queen, we're going to try to go for queen e2, rook d1, get our other rook to c1. and we're pretty happy. And I'd like to keep this bishop on the board if possible, because with this f6 move, this diagonal's gonna be pretty weak, and it could be a useful piece. Should be noted here, b5. Many times you can even play a move like bishop d5 or knight d5. Knight d5 and bishop d5 are very common sacrifices in the morra. Point is, you open up this e-file while this king's still in the center, and you have superior development. Because you look at black's position, they're pretty cramped. We have almost all our pieces out. We only need to get our queen off the back rank, and we basically have full development. And they still have this bishop stuck behind pawns, this bishop stuck behind pawns. He wants the castle, which is cool. Maybe we go for a quick h4 then, because that knight looks pretty uncomfortable. And again, the knight can come here, but then if the knight comes here, we take here. Eventually we, and the idea, maybe at some point you get your queen here. I do wish we had f4. We could play f4 right now, but I think h4 is not a bad move. I don't think it would hurt. He just has more control over the square than I'd like. So h4, castles probably, maybe. h5, knight here, takes, bring this back. Maybe we see d5 then. Can we play knight d5 now? Here. It's a good idea. At least think about it. Especially with our bishop pointing at this square. Knight d5. If he castles, we can go here maybe. It is a little bit late now for that. If we wanted to do that, we wanted to probably do it a move ago. But here, at least maybe get the bishop pair. Let me see. So knight d5, we get e takes, hitting this knight. We probably see knight. We probably then see knight a5, and then we go here. He takes. My dogs are trying to get into the office now. It's kind of annoying. They're the best dogs, but I mean, I think if the bishop was on b3, it's more viable, but we go b3 now, maybe. You know, I'd honestly like to have my rook on the d file, so I'm gonna play this move. Maybe it's not the best. Maybe h4 was best. It seems like a pretty natural move to play. And now that my queen's on the e file, it's a little bit less appealing to play this, because you're opening up on the bishop, and then maybe in intermezzo you could play this. Actually, the knight still defends, so there's lots to think about in these kind of positions. Smith Morra can get really tactical, so you have to be very sharp and be aware of possibilities. And that's why knowing your openings is important, because you could have good fundamentals, but if you don't really know the ideas in your openings, you're going to be playing the wrong ideas and going the wrong things, and you're getting yourself in trouble. Just studying a little bit of theory and just knowing about these knight d5 ideas in certain positions. There's a position very similar to this that I literally just studied today, where you can play knight d5, and the bishop, funny enough, is actually on g5. So you're kind of almost hanging two pieces at the same time. But that's besides the point. Basically what I'm saying is that these kind of tactics in the Smith Morra, you have to know that's an idea, and in some positions bishop d5, and it's an idea that opens up tons of tactics and winning ideas for white if they know what they're doing. But there's lots of other openings in chess that are like that. Just knowing the typical plans and ideas will take you a long way. You can't just go in and be like, oh, I'm going to play a Vienna, and then just play e4, e5, f4, and then after they take the pawn, or whatever, you don't know what to do. If you only know like 2 moves, like that's not gonna get you very far. You need to know. You don't need to memorize everything. Like they say, don't learn openings. I disagree. Like if you're a beginner, I disagree. I say learn openings, but you don't need to memorize like specific lines, especially one if you're low rated. But there's some lines that you study that are long and very specific, and you're hardly gonna get played into at all. If you're gonna study anything, study the main lines. But mostly what I'm trying to get across is study the main ideas in each opening. That'll help you a lot. So we're probably gonna get castles here. D5 could be a move if he's trying to break this up. Takes. I mean, I guess it's D5 would be a bad move actually, if too much coverage. At some point, I'd like to maybe play E5, with the idea of trying to wedge this knight in here, but at this moment, it's not really possible. Yeah, I expected that. I think I'm gonna bring this bishop back, even though maybe it gives up this. I don't want to lose it, and I think any castles, this is gonna be a good diagonal for it to be on. So these kind of things you gotta think about. Bishop D3 does maybe allow D5, but then maybe we have E5, and we start breaking open the position. I mean, let me see. Now his knight looks a little awkward over there too. Let's go. Maybe rook here, or we do this. Lots of options. I think I'm gonna go for H4. I mean, it's definitely giving him a question to answer. That knight is doesn't have many spots to go. I guess you could go back to H8 and then reroute through F7, but I mean, that's kind of, I'm referring to this, but that seems kind of awkward and not very ideal. This knight on A5, I don't know what it's doing. It hit the, if it's not taking the bishop, it's just very awkwardly placed there. We have these squares covered. There's no infiltration. Queen may want to come here or something like that. We can just, oh, we can't. This bishop's doing a great job. I'm actually glad I played bishop H4, kept it on this diagonal. Maybe it could come to B6, but I don't know if it's doing much there. And meanwhile, we're going for this quick attack. At some point, we want E5, open this bishop up. Maybe we have tactics moving the knight, getting this queen on H5. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Ideally, I'm doing this because it's more forcing than, I was going to play rook D1, but maybe he has the luxury of maybe playing B5 or something, you know, where he has time to basically do his own things. A big thing in chess that will help you get better, and something you learn as you improve, is the idea of initiative. And forcing your, especially as white, that's why white generally has an advantage. White moves first, and so generally they're going to have the initiative a lot of the time. And when I say initiative, I mean basically I'm forcing black to respond to things. Like, say at the beginning of the game, you go E4, E5, and white's already making threats with knight F3, like their second move of the game, hitting the pawn. Like say for instance, E4, let's say he hit a pawn here, and this was the only piece developed. I'm already hitting this pawn. He's got to develop, play knight C6. That's what I mean. Here, I'm playing H4 with the idea of, like, if he does something random, I play H5 and force the knight to move. So now he's got to respond to my threats. He can't just play a move like developing something. And initiative, while trying to use initiative to continually improve your position and create an attack, that's how you win a lot of these games. It just not even letting your opponent breathe or have a second to regroup. Initiative is a super important concept in chess that the top players have learned to use very valuably. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but the idea that goes with that is the idea of tempo. Like, we call each move a tempo, and you don't want to waste tempo. You don't want to. That's why sometimes you'll see beginners just do random moves with their H pawn or A pawn at the beginning of the game, and people say it's bad. It is bad because you're wasting a tempo there. Where a move you could have spent doing something like developing your pieces or castling or something of that nature. You are pushing a flank pawn, and see, we get a5. I wonder if knight d5 is even possible at some point, or do I want to play a3? See, a3 is a move I wouldn't want to play because it's slow, and like I said, it doesn't give me any initiative. Knight d5 is not possible, is it? I think we play this move, and then we have to figure out what we want to take with. Probably the knight. Stare down this king. Pushes d6. We come back, and that square's kind of weak. Also, I mean, we could also play this now. The idea of trying to get this bishop here. Huh, that's actually interesting. So e5 takes. The problem is e5. Wait, e5, if he pushes, we play this. And where does this knight go? Here? We play this. Maybe we get that. Just bring it back. I actually kind of like that a lot. Because if we go here, he just goes here and we have a normal trade. Whereas if I go here, here, maybe I'm getting something out of that. This does open this up, but again, I'm just trying to create greater threats. And he can't really play this right away because I take here and I'm opening up my queen. I mean, he can do that. Maybe that wasn't the best move by me, but maybe if he takes, I can take with the knight, open up my queen. A lot of possibilities. I'm thinking about trying to do this. We'll have to look at the analysis after the game. I'm interested. Yeah, that's what I thought. And now we get something like this. And now we may see f5 or f4 in that position. But I think that's actually a blunder because here we take. Could even play a move like this if he plays this, and then see now if he's got to, and that's not a move you want to play. Like that is super passive. Now we might even have ideas of just playing like, oh wow, that's actually pretty nice. We could play knight e4, takes. How are you defending this square? Gotta play this here, here, and we're hitting the rook. So I think, yeah, that's a pretty nice move. If he plays this, we just bring our bishop back. And yeah, this pawn's hanging, or it's not. The queen would have to move over, but I think we might get a brilliant out of this move because the point is, if he takes, we're basically threatening mate. Well, not quite, but pretty close. It's not very safe for his king, I would say. It wouldn't be a position I would want to be in. Maybe it's a blunder. We'll have to look. But I think I would play this move again. We're hitting the rook. We're causing a lot of practical issues in this position. Maybe he goes here, then we have this move. It's just not good. I think knight d4 is a pretty move. How long have I been recording? Only 20 minutes. I think as far as articulating myself, this is one of my better videos so far. A lot of my older videos to see me saying and that kind of thing a lot. He's trying to get his knight back in. Do we even have this, or is it like more like this? Transport my queen. We could play this, take, and then plant our knight in here. It's an idea. Here, here. I don't think that really does much for us. Let's say we play this move. No. So you want to reroute like that? Maybe. Again, he definitely can't play this, so we can just leave our knight here if we wanted to. In fact, I may do this. Takes... No. What if we go here? Because what's this knight doing? We don't want to come in here. Come in here, restrict the c6 square. Maybe threaten. Let's see. Let's say if our knight's on d4. Let's say bishop b7. Do we take here? Take. We're getting crazy here. Take. Hits our knight still. Push. I think this is probably our best move. We're solidly better, and in my opinion, yeah, it does close up the d file, but I mean, this pawn is a headache for black in their position. So, yeah, we plant this knight in here at some point. We even have this move now. This queen's almost trapped. Wish we could make that happen. Here. Like, if we could cover up these two squares, this move... Oh, no, they have this move. But these are the kind of ideas you gotta look for, at least. At least look for. Knight c6, he wants to get his knight active again. I'm not sure. And he wants to cover this square, maybe. So, let me see. Is there some other sacrifice we can play? Here. We still have this, which does look pretty nice at some point. Keeping the initiative. He does have g5 in that position. But... yeah, and that shuts it down, I think, maybe? No, we have en passant. Or we could even go knight h4. Idea of this here. Oh, I actually kind of like that a lot. We worried about this coming in. No, I'm gonna play it. Opens up the queen. The idea is to play this, this, and this. I mean, just look at his position. I mean, this bishop might be pretty good, but I mean, this d pawn is just cramping his whole position. I'd love to see the accuracy after this game. Be very curious. Maybe bishop h4 is better, but I mean, after the queen moves, it's just putting it in a better square, most likely. And we can't really go in here because then takes, and we're just losing our pass pawn. Or we create a pass pawn, we basically lose it immediately. So, whereas here, putting a threat in the rook, and then if we can somehow get another piece here, we can pop a piece on this. Yeah, he's defending. How do we increase the pressure? That doesn't work. Also, he's threatening to maybe put a knight in here. Because... so maybe we play this. It's a pretty loose move. I mean, he still can't come in. Maybe we see this. Do we lose a pawn there? No, the queen's defending. This d4 square also does look pretty weak. Don't love that. So maybe we admit our mistake and we just bring the knight back. And now we actually are threatening to trap the queen. Funny enough, I just realized that. Well, actually, they have that, but then we have this maybe. The knight ever moves. The queen's pretty miserable here though. Yeah, he stopped my threat, but now I'm realizing that this square is important. Gotta have priorities. Maybe he's threatening to this, but now that I move the knight, I can play this again, and we're happy. So, made our mistake. Maybe next move we activate our rook. That's the one thing we haven't done really, is activate this A rook. F rook doesn't really do much either, but I mean, at least it's kind of defending the king a little bit. A rook's not doing shit. So yeah, I think moving this back was the right idea, because that gets pretty annoying. And then suddenly his bishop's opening up, and then he's getting his rooks involved. It's not great. I mean, he could play this and this, but then like it's his queen, and then maybe we can move our rooks over and hit him. I would love to get this F pawn to move at some point, but ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that, bud. Can we just take? Can we take? I mean, opening the H felt bad for me. Why did he play that move? Well, now his queen is trapped. Right? Almost? Well, now he actually... Oh, he's trying to play this move. But he couldn't because of en passant. Because if we go here, we get this. So, I will take. Okay, we get that. Here, maybe I sack the rook. Positional. Kind of thing. So he's starting to kind of pawn storm a little bit. We can slam a piece in there. That'd be great. Maybe A4 is an idea. I will say maybe I misplayed this, because I feel like my position is starting to not feel as good. Yeah, now he's getting his bishop out. Now if I take, it's not as good. What about takes? He's not going to take with this pawn, I don't think, because that's just makes me a pass pawn. Although it's kind of hard to defend. Here. Can't play that yet. What does he want? What about takes? Here. Is that good though? We push. Maybe we have the right idea, but break up the structure a little bit. Be curious to see. This has been a very good game. G5, G4 is a little bit obnoxious, but these knights are. I need to get rid of one of them. I can't play this move. That's why this is a big threat, because I don't want his knight coming into my position. So maybe if he takes now, then we can get our bishop back on this diagonal, because it's kind of wanted now that he's built up this structure. And then maybe we can get our rook here, defend that square. So we have to move our knight. We can do that. Okay. What happens if he goes here? Oh, he can't now. Well, he can, but actually, I don't know. Maybe we play this move next. A move we were going to play way earlier in the game, but I just was building my initiative. And here it's kind of swung. I think I lost my advantage somewhere along the way. I misplayed. Probably the knight h4 move. Even though it was a cool tactic, I think if he found a good move. Now he's going to use his h file to his advantage. That's kind of annoying. One thing I do notice is these queens are lined up. Yeah, let me reroute my bishop. Here, here. Just inviting him to do that though. Here. 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 And even if we have this bishop here, it's like push, 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 push. Maybe it's worth it. What else could you play? Like for instance here. Not bothered by it. Play my rook here, then maybe we have this idea of coming around. But I'm giving my king a little bit of breathing room if I need to run this way as well. Kind of multi-purpose. Also guarding the d4 square. What are we at? 32 minutes. Yeah. Well, now he's preventing me. And he's threatening to not trap, but yeah, I'm losing a little bit of the pushes that. He pushes this, makes this weak. I want to move my knight. Maybe come in here to support this. Here gives away the d4 square. I don't want that. That queen is very well placed, I have to say. I'm gonna bring this bishop back. And I think I might want to take with the rook. Get a pass pawn. I really want to see the analysis. Yeah, we saw that. We saw that coming. And then we're getting pushed back a bit. Now the question is, which way do I take? Yeah, I feel like he's gonna try to transfer his queen over now. So maybe we make a counter threat. He goes here. Here. It's a tough position now. He's played well. I need to strike back. This knight is kind of in the way now. I can play this move. Yeah, he's gonna have this, which is annoying. But maybe now we have this. I'm probably gonna lose this game. And he has this d4 square, but I think I might take. I'll definitely take the knight there. If I have a free move, I'd like to play this move. That way we have this defensive measure. If I was on a dark square, I could give a check and then come over, but do not. That's an idea. Really? He's gonna sack? That's a welcome sight to me. Yeah, I think. Do I have this here? I wish I had the square available. This here. Gotta go here, give myself breathing room. Wish I could move my queen. Yep. Yeah. There's no mate right this second. Knight's doing a good defensive job, but he can just keep checking me over and over. He did give up a rook. What a game. What a game. Now I'm thinking about sacking on e6. Takes. Give me activity, which I really need. And the knight again is keeping me alive. This might have been a bad move, because the knight's gonna come in, and maybe now we can play this. And if you do nothing, I bring it back, and we're defending. Yeah, so now he's coming back to react to it. Oh shit. I didn't even, that's one move where you just don't pay attention to a threat. I don't know if I could stop that anyways. But wow, what a game. Let's go over the review. What a game, guys. This is gonna be great content for the channel. I may have to split it up into a couple of videos. Maybe not. I don't know. This is a great game. Okay. It's taking a while to load. I played Does it say, is that me or is that um this is 84 accuracy? But I think me 84 accuracy, and I had brilliant move. Okay, so yeah, so this is all book. I apologize for the bit of lag, by the way. Hope it's not doing that on my camera too. I'll have to check. Yeah, there's I need to get a new computer for this because it's just, again, we're all in book. Castles is book. That's book. Best, well, maybe it was E3. Yeah, I almost played that too. Maybe that was better. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that move. I almost played that too, in preparation for maybe D5. There's actually I don't know if I verbalized it, but I almost played that. But yeah, because now you can easily drop back to C2 but D3 is not bad. It's a little bit clumsy, but here I thought I was in the driver's seat. After B5 was played. Oh, so it did want H5. I should have just played that. I thought E5 was a clever idea though, but positionally it's not great. Yeah, that's not a blunder because obviously there's an idea, but yeah, A4 earlier. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. Open up that square. Okay. Yeah. Black's better here, actually. Yeah, I felt like that was a mistake. Definitely. They want A4. Oh, we take advantage of this pin and kick the knight. Because this is the big problem. Was them control. Again, I talked about it in my last video. Weak squares, guys. I have no pawns that can control these squares. I mean, I have this one, but it's behind the knight. And this E5 square, their control over Black's control over the E5 square is what won in the game. That and my knight H4 move and him moving to F6. Then he started to get these pawns rolling, and but yeah, D5 or E5 was really the thing that made the difference. So Queen F6. I just recognize that mistake. Take. Bring it over. What was best here? Yeah, the engine's begging for A4. I think I eventually play it, or at least I mentioned it. Yeah. Now it's not nearly as good because bishop's on B7. So I wait till it's not that good to play it. That's one of those things I need to remember because missing it that much is unacceptable. That's how you lose games, is you don't see those things. So I get that bishop on that square, but what did it really want bishop? Really? But what about this? Huh? Because what about G4 or yeah, G5? What happens if this takes? Is there some cool tactic here? Knight takes G5. Knight takes G5. Queen takes G5. Huh? I don't see it, but whatever. Because I would have played that if it wasn't for G5. I'll have to look at this after the game. When I have OBS open, it runs so slow. I can hardly stand it. Yeah. I almost played that one too. It's just G5 kept stopping me from playing that. Oh, I need to go back over and look why. Why does G5 work? Yeah, bring it back. Yeah, that. Yeah, and that was a good move. I kind of underestimated the power of that move. Literally just taking away the defender, and yeah, not much I can do here. F3 is the only thing I can play. He has this. I kind of forgot that. I guess Queen C2 setting up maybe Queen C3. I could check some checks and stuff. It's -5. It's over. I missed the idea that he's threatening checkmate here. I don't really know there's a way to stop it. You have to give up your queen.
to give your king an escape square. Queen e5, and then knight takes, and then you move your king. But it's over at this point. But yeah, it was a nice game. God, it was a bit of a long video there, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed making this one for sure. You know, leave a comment if you liked. It really helps a lot. Leave a like and subscribe as well. And y'all take care. Peace.